Hello everyone. This is the third video of the poem An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum by Stephen Spender. Okay. In the previous video, we came to know about the physical appearance of the slum where the school is situated. Okay. And we came to know about this place. And we came to know the following. There is a sour cream wall, unpleasant looking, dirty looking wall. It has not been renovated recently. Okay. Then we learned that there were charts and pictures donated by the rich people. Okay. There was the picture of Shakespeare. There was the picture of Tyrolese Valley. Okay. And there were many other maps given by the rich people. Okay. We also came to know for these children, these maps are just windows through which they can see the world of the rich, but in no way they can become part of it. Okay. So their future is limited. A narrow street sealed in with the lead sky. That's what we learned. Okay, it's a narrow street sealed in with the lead sky. That means there is no hope for their future. Everything is full of darkness. Okay, that is what we saw in the previous video. Now, in this video, let us go through the remaining part of the poem. Okay, please keep your textbook with you and listen to me as I read the remaining part of the poem. Surely, Shakespeare is wicked, the map a bad example, with ships and sun and love tempting them to steal. For lives that slyly turn in their cramped holes, from fog to endless night, on their slag heap, these children wear skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel with mended glass, like bottle bits on stones. All of their time and space are foggy slum. So blot their maps with slums as big as do. Okay, now let me tell you the meanings of some words. What's the meaning of the word wicked? Wicked is evil. Okay. The meaning of tempted here is persuade. Slyly means trickily. Okay. Cramped means restricted or confined or limited. Slag is weak. Then mended means repaired. Blot refers to the mark on the spot, on a place. Okay. Doom means disaster. These are the meanings of some of the words for which you may require explanation in this part of the poem. Okay. Now let me give you the explanation. Okay. The poet explains this way. Okay. He says that the children living here in this slum face a lot of difficulties, a lot of hardships. Okay. And for them, every person in the world is an enemy. Okay, anybody who comes there is an enemy. Be it a rich person or a poor person, everybody is an enemy because that is what they have experienced in their life. For them, Shakespeare is an evil man, is a wicked man. Okay, because they don't find the map to be a good thing. Shakespeare is not their role model. He represents the world of the rich. For these people, he is not an appropriate role model. That is why they call him a wicked person. Okay? And these people were never kind and they were never liked as well. Okay? They were never liked or loved by anyone. Okay? They were not loved by anyone. Therefore, they hate almost everyone in this world. Almost everyone in this world is their enemy. They hate them. Okay. And what happens because of that? There is the desire which is being created in them. Okay, the desire to steal things, the desire that is created in them to steal things. Okay, the desire of being loved by others, that forces them to steal. Okay, it is like attention seeking, kind of attention seeking. They steal because they want to be known. Okay, they live in small homes and they have started adjusting to it. They lived in a very small cramped holes and they have got adjusted to it. Okay, there is no other way. They have to live there. They are adjusted to the small area. Okay, and their life is full of darkness, and it is going to be a perennial darkness. There is no end for the darkness, ceaseless darkness, depressed life. Okay, full of fog. Okay, and these kids are so thin. They are so thin, so weak, and it looks as if they wear the skin. Okay, through their skin you can see their bones. Okay, the skin is like the layer of cloth, and the bones beneath are visible through the skin, and the bones beneath the skin are visible because of their malnutrition, because they are so weak, so dull, so pathetic looking. Okay, so it talks about their physical appearance. Okay, they wear spectacles which were made of steel. Okay, they are shabby looking. Okay, they are not so comfortable for them to wear. Okay, maybe very heavy spectacles. They are cheap and very uncomfortable spectacles. Even the lenses in the spectacles are repaired. Okay, they are not new ones. Even the lenses are broken. They are repaired. Okay. The spectacles, they look like stones which have been repaired with pieces of glass sticking out of them. Okay, the glasses on their spectacle look as if bits of stones. Okay, they have been repaired, and it looks as if they are stretching out of the glass. Okay, and here the poet tries to explain that these kids have to face so many hardships in their lives. These kids there in the slum, they have to face a lot of hardships, a lot of difficulties in their lives. Okay, as these slums are getting bigger, okay, every day the slum is getting bigger, becoming larger than before. They will destroy the future of these children. Since the slum is becoming bigger, larger, it will only destroy the future of these children. And it is very difficult for these kids, for these children who are living there in the slum, to escape from the difficulties, from the hardships. Okay, so that is the reality in which they are living in. It is very difficult to escape for them from there. Okay, now let us talk about some of the literary devices used here in this part of the poem. There is metaphor. Okay, cramped holes. There is metaphor. Their homes are very small. Okay, like holes. Okay, it refers to their homes. They look like holes only. Okay, there is metaphor. Then there is also simile, like bottle bits on stones. Like bottle bits on stones. Their repaired spectacles look as if bottles bits on stones. So that is a simile. There is also alliteration. Okay, you know the meaning of alliteration. The first letter of the words are consonants. Okay, and the same letters. They are same consonant letters. Here you have got alliteration in from fog. F is being repeated. Okay, so this is the explanation of this part of the poem, and I would like you to go through this poem by yourselves and read it once more and understand it better. Okay, when you require clarification, they can always be given to you on inquiry. Okay, so please remember to subscribe to my channel. The remaining part I shall deal with in the next video. Okay, yeah.